Yeah, my name is Eddie Rowe. I'm a technical pre-sale specialist covering the data and AI portfolio at IBM. And the title for my presentation today is AI is the rocket fuel for unlocking value on mainframe data. So can we go next slide, please, Al?
Um,
I can do it. Cool. So firstly, just got IBM um, uh, legal information on the first slide. So I want to start with this. So I thought as this is the AI stream, I would start with asking ChatGPT a question. So I asked, what are the 5 biggest pain points when deploying AI on mainframe? And this is what I got back. So firstly, integration complexity, then performance limitations, which, yeah, I don't quite get that one because, mainframe, we've got fantastic performance, um, data accessibility and silos, then scalability constraints, so but lacking in being able to scale up workloads, and the skills gap, so the talent and the skills in the mainframe area. However, this is not true in terms of integration complexity. Um, all of these fantastic, many of these open source and third-party tools, PyTorch, Python, Java, Red Hat, Go, Apache Spark. In terms of performance limitations, I mean, just look at these numbers. We've got like 20x, 40x. So for co-locating applications with inferencing, so in transaction inferencing, 20 times lower response time on Z16 compared to x86. We've got 19 times higher throughput and 41 times lower energy consumption on Z16 compared to an x86 NVIDIA GPU. In terms of data accessibility and silos, being able to access data through various tools, and also open source tools that can bring greater value to the data that's on the platform. So TensorFlow is a great example of that. In terms of scalability constraints, on mainframe you can have tailor-fit pricing, just like on cloud. And finally, pretty important one, very important one, in fact, is the skills gap. And there's so many initiatives. So Al, the Mainframe Society is also a fantastic example of this, which isn't on this list. But we've also got IBM Z Explore Learning Platform, IBM Z Mainframe Skills Depot, so great resources for upskilling and learning, and also the ability to use these tools that you might already have experience in. So reducing the barrier to entry for going into mainframe. So start of a presentation now. So AI is a rocket fuel for unlocking value on mainframe data. My name is Eddie Rowe, and I'm a IBM Z technical pre-sale specialist covering the data and AI products and tools that we have. So in today's presentation, I'm going to talk through mainframe data success. So my roadmap and strategy of how I think this can be achieved. So why AI is a really important area, why mainframe is a really interesting area, and how the ecosystem and mindset that IBM has is also a vital component to achieving this success. Next, I'm going to talk through overcoming mainframe challenges. And to do this, I'm going to focus on 2 really great solutions. These are both no additional charge solutions. So I've got DB2 SQL Data Insight and machine learning on ZOS, and I'm going to focus on the core edition, which is the no additional charge version. And finally, I've got a call to action. I'm going to provide you with some great resources and assets to help you get started on your AI journey. So I wanted to start with the pain points or the challenges that might exist in a mainframe data role at the moment. So this person here in blue, let's pretend they're a data person in an organization. I've got all the challenges that they might face. So firstly, the challenges of introducing and scaling AI. So this is looking at the complexity of the AI lifecycle and it being challenging to once you've got an AI to actually deploy it onto your workloads and start generating that value. Next, deciding on appropriate use cases for AI and machine language. This can be complex, especially in large organizations with so many potential areas where this value can be gained. And deciding actually, is this area more valuable than this other area? So trying to find the most profitable route to go down without having to do the long and complex AI life cycle. So trying a use case sort of by trial and error. In fact, a lot of AI can be like that. So if you think of prompt engineering, so that's where using slightly different words when using let's say a generative AI tool like ChatGPT, even like saying please and thank you on your prompts could potentially have a difference to the output. So really on getting the challenges of actually finding something that is useful and adding value to the business. Next, skills challenges around mainframe data science skills. Also, we have AI in real time on transactions. So the complexities of maybe only being able to inference in fact, I've got it on a later slide, only being able to inference like 20% of the transactions and what can be done to help overcome this. And finally, the safety and trustworthiness. I think this has got to be number one, number one here, because I find some organizations might sort of be a bit weary to entering the AI space due to the stuff around bias and security. And I think this is a big barrier to entry as well. So how this can be achieved. This is the presentation right here. So how mainframe data success can be achieved, I think comes down to these three components. So we've got AI, we've got mainframe, and we've got IBM. And when all of these come together, it can unlock this rocket fuel that can provide tremendous value to an organization. So the structure for this first half of the presentation is I'm going to talk through each of these components. So I've got AI, mainframe, and IBM. And then I'm going to, at the end, I'm going to summarize how each of these can come together to actually create this rocket fuel for unlocking value. So firstly, for AI, I'm going to introduce the types of AI. I'm going to speak through some AI use cases, and I'm also going to focus on some challenges and opportunities of implementing AI. So firstly, for types of AI, so we've got artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, foundation models, and we've also got a timeline. So starting in the 1950s, and all the way up to the present day. And in fact, if you were here on the AI stream for the earlier session, Henry looked into the whole history of AI really in depth. So if you want to see more of this, I'd recommend taking a look at his presentation. So I will run through this quickly. So firstly, artificial intelligence. So this is sort of very high level, so problem solving, reasoning, so very sort of binary in what it can do. Following this, machine learning. So this is using inputs to discover a pattern and use that to produce a new output. Then deep learning. So this is used for applications like image and speech recognition. And finally, to today, where we are with foundation models. So being able to do the natural language uh, sort of processing. And a good example of this is ChatGPT, so a large language model trained on a huge and vast amount of data that can then produce an output in natural language like a sentence. So now on some AI use cases. So AI can deliver value across almost every industry. So here I've got some examples in banking, finance, trading, insurance, and some other ones as well. So for banking, one of my favorite ones here is being able to identify users who are gaming the system for credit card reward and account openings. So I know on my American Express card, I can have referral rewards and referral bonuses. However, if I created like 100 sort of fake email accounts, I could then game that system. And that's if you're American Express, you're not gonna like a user taking advantage of your system like that. So being able to identify a customer who is gaming the system and then take appropriate action there. For finance, so financial crimes, anti-money laundering, a huge area here. Trading, so clearing and settlement, making that process more efficient, less complex, while still meeting all the regulatory requirements. And we have some more examples in insurance and other as well, and some pretty cool areas. So biosecurity, mining, and healthcare as well. In fact, I've got in a following slide, I'm going to go more in depth to a fantastic healthcare example we've got. So I'm going to go a bit more in depth to some of these use cases and share with you some stories of how businesses have achieved this success. So for fraud detection, a large US bank was unable to score all transactions. And in fact, 80% of transactions were unscored. However, taking advantage of mainframe and all these great open source tools, so Python, Go, 100% of transactions were able to be scored. And if we move on to the next one, so clearing and settlement, card processor needed to determine which trading transactions had a high risk exposure before the settlement. So really this big focus on transactions, so doing something almost in real time. And the business impacts of that was, look at this, no impact to the service level agreement. So another really important aspect for especially financial institutions. And we've also got great examples in loan approval and claims fraud. Here are some additional use cases, so focusing in finance and banking. So if we look at this one on the end, so the system example I mentioned earlier. So a multinational credit card issuer needed to determine people who were taking advantage of the reward system. And the business impact of this, replacing hours of long manual process into something that's automated, into something that's fast and efficient. So here is even more detail on some of these examples. So fraud detection example, going from an 80 millisecond response to just a 2 millisecond response. That's a 40 times improvement. And here enabled scoring of 100% of transactions. So being able to score from 1,200 transactions per second to 15,000 transactions per second. This example for loan approval. So being able to do the AI where the data actually resides or where the data is created. So as you can see in this diagram, the previous complexity of having to replicate the data or duplicate it to somewhere else, where the AI was then conducted, but instead applying the AI to where the data resides. And this is a really cool example. So using AI on mainframe for medical purposes. So the use cases, genomics, biobank data analysis, medical image processing, and processing of and applying AI to medical records as well. So some really cool use cases around the medical space. In fact, this was achieved through these examples were achieved through leveraging Linux One, so for vision training and inferencing of medical records, and still providing the great security and energy efficiency that the platform can provide. So now I'm going to quickly highlight some challenges and opportunities of implementing AI. So 80% of respondents agreed that real-time insights are important. So there is a need for this transaction-based scoring. And 49% agree that getting insights where and when they're needed is a big challenge. So there's a real need in organizations for applying this AI in real time with the security. And then we've got here, however, 85% of advanced adopters are reducing operating costs with AI. So there's huge potential for implementing this AI. So we've firstly covered the AI section, but we're not quite there yet to getting all the components required to unlocking this this rocket fuel to add tremendous value to your business data. In fact, one way I think of this is imagine all your data being oil, so under the ground, it's locked up, it's of no value yet, and I think AI is like the oil mine or oil pump that actually gets the oil out of the ground and actually is attaches value to it. And I think that oil pump, you can think of it like AI, as it's extracting value, extracting value, just like an oil mine would extract the oil from the ground, and then it can be sold on. I think AI is similar. So getting the oil, which is data, and extracting value through that, like an oil mine does. So next, I'm going to speak on the mainframe section. So that's making up the second aspect of the kind of a template of how to achieve this rocket fuel. So in this section, I'm going to speak through the Telum processor, which is an AI accelerator on the latest mainframe model. I'm going to speak through the ability to deploy on or off mainframe. So our sort of strategy here is train anywhere, but deploy on mainframe to take advantage of the best of both worlds. And finally, I'm going to quickly speak through actually why AI on IBM Z. So firstly, Telum. So look at this big number here, $161 billion potential reduction in global banking fraud loss annually by applying IBM Z's advanced inferencing models. So identifying these fraudulent transactions in real time and stopping them before they're taking place. And on the left-hand side here, processes Z16 processes up to 300 billion inference requests per day with 1 millisecond response time. I mean, that 1 millisecond is incredible. If you guys know any other platform that can come close to that 1 millisecond, please let me know. And yeah, the answer for this is Telum. So offering the performance, uh, advanced chip design, uh, designed from the ground up for AI inferencing, the security of the mainframe platform. So having all those nines of reliability. Next, availability. So uh, the mainframe being a constantly available platform. You don't want to just score like 90% of your transactions. You want to be able to get up to like 100% of your transactions. And also real time. So, um, not looking at like 10, 20, 30 millisecond response time. Um, as mentioned in the previous slide, potentially 1 millisecond response time for transaction inferencing. And what can be achieved with Telum is really fantastic. So business insights, we've got fraud detection, customer behavior prediction, supply chain optimization, in terms of intelligent infrastructure. So optimize workload placement, database query plans, so ensuring more efficient queries, for instance, on a database, and anomaly detection for security. So utilizing AI in real time to help combat the threats that can come about from security challenges. And again, a huge value proposition of this. So maximize AI value with low and consistent latency, enabling real-time application. So next, the ability to deploy the AI on or off mainframe. So um, here we have the Open Neural Network Exchange, which allows all these great tools, TensorFlow, PyTorch, Keras, utilizing the IBM Deep Learning Compiler um, in order, so training off platform, but then deploying on Z, you taking advantage of all these great languages, so Java, Python, COBOL, um, uh, app servers and platforms. We've got TensorFlow, and loads of other great options and databases. So as well as DB2, you've got MongoDB, vSAM, IMS, MariaDB, and across these operating systems as well. So ZOS, Linux, OpenShift. So being able to utilize this full stack of all these great tools, all the way from the uh, solutions and AI ops, all the way down to the hardware and facilities. So just like your iPhone has hardware which is designed by Apple, and also iOS, so software designed by Apple. It's a similar approach here. So using the full stack to ensure that everything is optimized and best suited um, for deploying AI on the platform. And I wanted to add this one in because I think this is a really important feature. So TensorFlow is a hugely popular open source framework. So widespread industry adoption and highly popular. And it's used to develop, train, and inference deep neural networks. So this can be utilized on IBM Z on mainframe. So for Linux environments, using the ZOS container extensions, also available with Cloud Pak for Data. So run TensorFlow Docker images directly on ZCX, and available via IBM Container Repository for trusted images. So finally, I've got a really nice summary slide here on why AI for IBM Z. So firstly, leverage existing investments. If your organization already has made the investment into the mainframe platform, take advantage of it, extract further value. further value from it. Take advantage of the in-transaction abilities that your organization might already have. Next, really important one, build trust and transparency. Having the security and the availability that comes with the mainframe platform. So yeah, trusted data running in a highly controlled environment. So not having to duplicate the data over to another platform, not having to have the costs of replicating it elsewhere, and also the legislative, so the SLA requirements that might require the data to stay at source. And finally, we've got deliver at speed and at scale. So mainframes are transactional machines. Delivering at this speed and scale is what mainframes do. Great. So we've now covered AI and also mainframe. So the last aspect to create this to fill in this sort of roadmap on how to get this rocket fuel is IBM. So in these slides, I'm going to speak about the mainframe data fabric. So kind of going against this conception of mainframe being an isolated lockdown platform, and showing that it's really open to use the data on the platform for in a load of different ways that can suit your organization's requirements. And finally, what's next? So how this sort of strategy from IBM can assist in utilizing more great open source tools for model development and deployment in an area which is most suitable for your organization. So firstly, mainframe data fabric. So here I'm going to speak through two different ways that you can access your Z Systems data. So firstly, we've got direct access to Z Systems data in place. So this is, for instance, accessing DB2 for ZOS data in place. So as you can see in the diagram, you've got the cloud environment and then the Z Systems. So this is accessing, for this example, the DB2 data in place where it is in the Z system. And over on the right-hand side, we've got synchronized Z Systems data for cached access. So this is co-locating, in this example, DB2 for ZOS data with cloud-based applications to minimize latency and reduce general processor CPU consumption. So a bit more detail in these. So for direct access, connect by JDBC or ODBC, and great for power resource intensive queries. So here in the Z system, taking advantage of the DB2 analytics accelerator. And we've got some more great benefits here. I'm running a little short on time, so I have uploaded the slides of this presentation. So please go in and take a look at some more of these great advantages. And then for synchronizing Z Systems data for Data Fabric. So this is delivering a synchronized copy, in this example, DB2 for ZOS data, to using Cloud Pak for data with DataGate. So being able to access a synchronized copy of your data. So in this DataGate here, so in the cloud. So both these two strategies can hopefully allow mainframe data access in a way that is most suited and most aligned to what your organization is looking for. And some more great benefits of synchronizing data. So reducing development complexity, data copies, and allowing a modern application development and management. So now on to Watson X. So this is a recent product that that IBM introduced, but I don't want to focus on the product here. I want to focus on the ability for you to utilize open source AI solutions. So once you've got your data, if you want to take it off the platform, you can then take advantage of all these great tools. So Python, Hugging Face, PyTorch, TensorFlow, Keras, Anaconda, and utilize these to add to find that value, just like the oil mine example. So get the data and use the AI or oil mine to extract that value from the data. So mainframe data success, we've covered the three key elements I believe that are vital for achieving that rocket fuel for unlocking value. So we've covered AI, we've covered mainframe, and we've covered IBM. But now I want to show you how that rocket fuel could actually be unlocked, and how you and your organization can get started on that really soon. So I'm going to show two game-changing strategies to extract value from the mainframe data. So firstly, we've got DB2 SQL Data Insight and Machine Learning for ZOS Core Edition. And also, both these two solutions are no additional charge features. So if we go back to the start of a presentation and look at the mainframe data person challenges that we've got. So challenges of introducing and scaling AI, deciding on appropriate use cases for AI and machine learning, skills and challenges around mainframe data science skills, AI in real time on transactions, and safety and trustworthiness of AI models. So these pain points, these challenges can be directly overcome by these two solutions that I'm going to talk through. So for SQL Data Insight, the challenges of introducing and scaling AI. Using SQL Data Insight, you train your data table once. And once it's trained, and you can query it as many times as you like from that. So you're having that great scalability. Deciding on appropriate use cases. So being able to easily test loads of different variations only using SQL allows you to test all these different use cases to help your organization decide on the appropriate one. The skills challenges around mainframe. So as you can see in the image here, we're using SQL. It's a really accessible language that all areas of the business can take advantage of. And finally, really big one here, safety and trustworthiness of AI. So this DB2 is running on ZOS, so having the security and availability that comes with being a mainframe application. And as we look over to machine learning for ZOS Core Edition, so that pain point of AI in real time on transactions, so taking advantage of potentially the Telum processor on mainframes that having that scalable, that speed, that performance, and safety and trustworthiness of AI. Again, it's running on mainframe, the secure, the availability that comes with residing on that platform. So firstly, I'm going to quickly cover a brief introduction to DB2 SQL Data Insight. So with this product, it's possible to unlock hidden value in mainframe data. So the future really is event, data, and AI driven. I think, in a few years' time, we're gonna, if let's say you buy a new car through that banking app, you're gonna then get to, would you like to add on insurance to that car purchase you just made, or would you like to buy this package for MOTs for your new car? So really, event and data and AI driven future is where I think we're heading towards. However, there's challenges in achieving this. The different departments in an organization might want different things, and AI is not something which is just deployed in one area. To really achieve the value and success from AI, it's got to be deployed everywhere in an organization. So look at this. It's complex at the moment. So lots of data, lots of preparation, training, and then result. And this is specific just for one model. Um, However, this changes with DB2 SQL Data Insight. So dramatically simplifying down the process. So we've just got data preparation, training, and query execution and inferencing. And an analogy I use for this is like a magnet. So this one is finding similar customers. The magnet goes along and picks up those similar customers. And we've got this across great features, semantic similarity, clustering, and analogy. So here are the features, and we've also got a new feature, the AI commonality. So AI similarity allows you to find similar data points. So let's say you've got a customer which is a known customer that has let's say committed done fraud recently. You can then search for traits and characteristics of that customer across a wider database. And we have other great features, so the semantic cluster, so finding entities that are most similar or dissimilar to a given group of entities, an AI analogy, so focusing on the analogy of one value to another, and AI commonality, so looking at ones which are outlier values. And here are some examples of how you can utilize those different functions. So for AI similarity, you've simply got an SQL statement here. And in fact, this one is I got the Spotify kind of metadata. So if you use like Spotify or Apple Music, each of the songs on that platform have a load of metadata about them. So like the tempo, the notes used. So I got that data and put it in SQL Data Insight. And this query here is finding songs similar to Africa by Toto. And in fact, I did listen to a few of these songs, and they do genuinely sound similar to the song Africa by Toto. And got similar features for the semantic cluster and the AI analogy here. So for the model representation, so you've got your SQL statement here at the bottom, and behind the scenes, this is querying a pre-trained vector-generated table. And in terms of the usage scenario, as you can see, reduced number of personas, a simplified process, taking advantage of the SIMD and IBM Z, sorry, and the IBM Z16 integrated accelerator for AI. And it can be accessed through the graphical user interface, which I'm going to show you in just a few seconds' time, QMF, Spoofy, batch workload, remote access, and other third-party applications. So I'm now going to show you a brief demo of using SQL Data Insight. So firstly, I'm going to establish the connection and look at the AI objects here. I'm going to add an object and select the objects I want to add. And now here are the columns of this table. So I select the ones I want to be included in the training. And also I can remove null values here as well. And here, enable the training. For me, this takes about 30 to 60 seconds for these tables. And as you can see here, it's now enabled. So once we trained it, we can now query it as many times as we like. So I can enter the run query section of the application and simply enter an SQL query. And you can also use a generative AI tool to generate these SQL queries if you like. IBM also has provided template queries, so you can just slightly modify them to make them relevant for your own data. And I can use all the different functions, the AI analogy here. And now I want to quickly speak about how this product is kind of working. So we have the column influence and the column discriminator. So this aids the neural network. So similar to how a brain works with lots of neurons, in order to get these results to unlock these hidden insights in the data. Great. So that was SQL Data Insight, and I'm now going to introduce you to machine learning on ZOS Core Edition, allowing you to compile existing ML models on mainframe. So AI is no longer an option. Huge potential value, 130 billion by 2025. And also with this, you've got high project failure, 70 to 80% project failure. So there's a huge opportunity, but also lots of challenges to get over to achieve this. Large number of use cases, so across traditional AI and foundation models. And yet again, huge opportunity. So fraud detection, risk management, anti-money laundering, cybersecurity and compliance, and it's just growing. However, there are challenges that can hinder the full potential of AI. So 90% of data is inaccessible or unanalyzed. The security, 78%. So it's critical that they can trust the AI output. And strategy and skills, again, that skills gap is a really key part. And great number of use cases. So in here, the ones that are outlined in purple are ones that can take advantage of transaction AI. So use cases which make these use cases can be then suited to the mainframe platform, so taking advantage of that transactional AI capabilities. And here's some more on transactional AI. So achieving that AI on scale, also with the sustainability is what's really a big requirement. And this is backed up by many customers' SLA requirements. And for this, mainframe really is the platform of choice. So modernize, being able to modernize the existing applications, optimize cost, privacy assurance, and some more great reasons here. Take advantage of Telum and data and transactional gravity. So keeping data in place. And this is the key. If you take away one thing from this presentation, it's got to be train anywhere and deploy on mainframe for AI models. So now on to key features of machine learning for ZOS Core Edition. So you've got a configuration. So this is a web-based configuration tool. ML runtimes. So IBM Z Spark 3.0 as a machine learning runtime. Scoring engines. So online scoring for Spark, Spark ML, PMML, Watson Core time series models through Western Wallet interfaces, and taking advantage of REST APIs. So central services that are REST API based for machine learning operations. So I'm now going to show you a brief demo of this great product. And I just want to point out here that the demo environment that I used was the general version of machine learning for ZOS. However, the only features, I'm only going to show features that are available in the core edition of this product. So I'm using the available AI solution template for this example. So I'm going to first access the GitHub repository and download the PDF document of this solution template and open it up here. Once I've downloaded the files from GitHub, I can complete this workbook. So it covers all the training. So firstly, input the Python packages, input dataset and labels, and then we'll complete the model training. And once it's completed the training, I can then see the models here. And just to point out as well, this is being done on VS Code. Also, one feature that the workbook can provide is recommending the best ML model. So once I've completed that training, I can then sign into what's the machine learning for ZOS, and now I can import a model. And just to point out that you would be able to see the models here, but this has been colored out as this was an internal system that I've been using. And once I've imported model, I can then move it into the deployed section of the application. And here it is. So one, as you can see, you have the input, so the amount, the card, the day, and then the output as well. So the probability of it being no or the probability of being yes. And one cool thing you can do here is test the API call. So you can do this through just inputting the data in a table, or as I'm using here, the JSON format. So I've got all the details here and then the output. So next, this is an exciting bit, is actually deploying this application. So I need to set up the environment variables and also deploy the sample application. So in this example, I'm using port 9000. And once I've done this, I can, this is a web-based application here, so I can enter the details, and then through an API call, this can then trigger the model that I trained, taking advantage of that fantastic real-time, the availability of an application residing on mainframe. Great, so completed just in time. So there we covered DB2 SQL data insights and machine learning for ZOS Core Edition. So to summarize what we covered in this presentation, what can be achieved when bringing AI, IBM, and mainframe together? We looked at the pain points and how these can be overcome with the two great solutions that I showed, and two solutions to start your AI journey. So no additional charge features. I know for SQL data insight, this is something you might need to ask your DBAs in your organization to try and get access to. But two great products in DB2 SQL data insight and machine learning for ZOS Core Edition. So next steps. Here I've got great demo videos for DB2 SQL data insight and machine learning for ZOS Core Edition. And I also have the QR code links for these. And fun fact, the QR code was something that was patented by IBM. And also, please reach out to your IBM Z data team. So I've got my email address here. If you have any further questions after this presentation, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. So I'm now happy to take any questions. If you want to drop them in the chat or put your mic on, that would be fantastic.
So we have one question. Hi, will download the presentation link be shared for us to download, refer to the AI slides like in some other conference presentations? Yes, I believe so. Yes, to answer your question.
The slides have been added to the GSE site. So if you have any troubles accessing them from accessing the slides from there, just drop me a message and I'll get those sent over to you.
Any more questions, anyone? Please drop them in the chat. No? Okay, great presentation. Thank you, Huda. It was an excellent presentation, Eddie. Well done. Give it 2 more minutes. Anyone else?
Just while we're waiting for questions, should I share the feedback QR code?
Yeah, please do.
Great. So yeah, this is my first GSE presentation, so any feedback would be much appreciated.
Yes, please, and remember to do the session feedback, please. Eddie, I think we're all good for questions. I think it was an excellent presentation, very detailed. Thank you so much for presenting to all of us. It was brilliant.
Great, my pleasure. Thank you, Al.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I think this is all for the AI track today. We continue tomorrow. And yes, enjoy the rest of the sessions if you're going to any. Okay, thank you, Eddie, again. See you guys soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anderson. Thank you. That was really good, Eddie. Well done.
Awesome. Thank you. I
Well,
hope it all went okay.
yeah, when you tried to squeeze in a
Awesome.
load of information,
Yeah.
impressive to get it all done.
Yeah.
That was a great presentation, man. Well done. Um, yeah, enjoy the rest of the day, dude. Are you going to any other sessions today or?
So I'm helping out with the large systems. So I'm doing some of their like hosting their sessions for to tomorrow and Thursday. Um, but no, great job hosting my session. Thank you. Thank you very much for stepping in there.
No problem. It's okay, dude. Right. Okay. Enjoy your day. I'll see you soon, Eddie.
Great. Thank you, Al. Take care.
You too, man.
See ya.